What are carbohydrates and why do you need to eat less and less of them? Well, carbohydrates are sugars. Yes, carbohydrate means sugars. And there are some that are complex and others that are simple. Now, understanding what carbohydrates are is going to really help you to identify them and then eat less and less of them. So from the complex carbohydrates, like the starches that we have in the tubers, like the yam, like the cassava, and then those in the grains, and then the cereals like the rice, the corn, and even beans. All this, when they are broken down as you eat and then they are digested, we have the simpler forms. The simpler forms like the maltose, the simpler forms like the dextrose, and to the commonest simple form that we know of glucose, which is also the blood sugar, which has the highest impact on our blood sugar. Now, understanding the spectrum and all the sources of this carbohydrate is going to help you to identify them, and then you can catch them down. So the complex are very easy to identify. However, some sources are quite deceptive and they may elude you, and you will think you can eat a lot of them and go scot-free, but the bottom line is the same. Once they are digested, they all end up as some of the simplest form, as glucose, which is the main energy, and even fructose, which we run away from but has a lot of tools on the body, considering that it is being broken down or it is being metabolized by the liver. So it is extra strict. Some of them, like the honey, apart from the biotic or the antibiotic property that we get from them, it's basically sugar in a different form. Even it could even be worse, considering that there are more free glucose, free fructose in them, unlike the table sugar that has the glucose and fructose bound together, which needs to be broken down. So you need to understand this to help you identify sugars or carbohydrates and reduce them in your diet, including fruit, including honey, the cereals, the tubers, all of them. The bottom line is the same. Once they are digested, they end up in your body as glucose. So whether complex or simple, whether processed or natural, the bottom line in your blood, the blood will not see that this glucose is coming from a complex carbohydrate or this glucose is coming from a natural source, so it is better. They are all the same thing.